Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Quick Hits with Pat and Diggs. Brought to you by Mybookie.ag. Promo code PAT. Tell them the bonus they get.
100% bonus on any deposit up to $1,000. Let's not get ridiculous.
Let's not get ridiculous. Before we kick off all of the NFL news that happened this weekend, I'd like to present you, Quick Hits would like to present you a reading by Sir Pat McAfee.
Thank you for that, Diggs. Cue the music. Hopes were high. Cheeseheads about to climax. So close to their TVs, it's like they were watching on IMAX. The Great 12, Aaron was back under center. Super Bowl bets hammer the Packers they entered. It all happened so fast. In a jiffy he went. Gosh darn it, they said, as they saw his knee bent. Off to the locker room, he went on a cart. We suck again, they sighed. You could hear optimism depart. Then after half, a man reappeared like a savior who left, re-emerging to cheers. Down 17 zip. Could he pull off the feat? Left knee was bummed, couldn't even use his 2 feet. But off he went, slinging the rock all around, dropping dime after dime, proclaiming, this here is my town. One Hail Mary in the corner, and a couple to Cobbs. They kept scoring and scoring, defying all odds. A magical tale was complete when the clock finally hit 0. That man's not my quarterback. That man is my hero, they said. A miraculous victory he brought to Green Bay. All hail King Rodgers is what the Packers do say. A reading about Aaron Rodgers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's start right
The Savior cometh
there.
back in the second half, Diggs.
Do you ever think God looks down and goes, man, I wish Aaron Rodgers was my son?
Yeah, and I think he treats him that way too. That was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So there was a lot of optimism. So I was watching the game in our living room. There's a lot of optimism because when he landed on it, it was flat. And then when he was walking to the cart, I was like, it's not too bad. But then he went to the locker room, and I was like, he's coming back though. Did not expect him to come back down 20-3 in the fourth quarter and beat the Bears 24-3.
Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Tarico, Dungy, Harrison, everybody was like, the NFL just lost another grade again. There was a sob story happening because he got carted off. Paul pierced off the court. And then he came back with a little smile, a little grin, and then bang, he did it and did it and did it again. It was a magical fairy tale moment for the cheeseheads all over the place, Diggs.
I saw somewhere on Twitter, somebody was like, you think he's just sitting in that blue tent going, is Khalil Mack still out there? I don't want to fucking get back out there. How do you not pay and trade Khalil Mack?
I said Gruden traded Khalil Mack as a tweet, and then you get these Raiders people like, well, he didn't show up, and you think that's Gruden's idea? Yeah, Gruden's making $100 million. Yeah. He's in on personnel decisions. By the way, dummies. That's a wild move, though. Khalil Mack, incredible introduction to the Chicago Bears fan base.
Monster.
Don't think it could have went any better. But just like the Chicago Bears have faced for years and years and years, it's Aaron Rodgers, dog. Ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. That was an awesome game. You couldn't script it any better, Diggsy.
That was probably the game of the day, if not this next game.
Game of the season. What do you – game of the fucking day. What do you – that's game of the season.
Week 1. I expect there to be many more greater games than that.
I'm always looking for those more greater games. Let's go.
Steelers-Browns tied 21-21.
Nightmare. Hit the over by a half a point.
Unbelievable that
Let's
the over.
bench Josh Gordon until we really need him. God damn.
Lev Bell's done. Lev Bell is a system running back. He's done. He'll never see the field in Pittsburgh again. Especially after that tweet. I've never been more mad at a human than that tweet, that little magnifying glass tweet. I don't care if the Steelers trade him for a bag of balls. It's worth it. Get him out of my town.
When I heard that Kentucky needed a washer and dryer, I knew I had to pull the trigger. Monix, get up here to the Flint Tropics. But I will say this. I know James Conner's story because I sent out a tweet that James Conner celebrating excessively hard with his offensive line was a beautiful little troll to Lev Bell. Then I start getting people, oh, you obviously don't know James Conner's story. I get it. James Conner, incredible human, beat cancer, went to Pitt from Erie, Western Pennsylvania. I mean, I understand who James Conner is. I also grew up in all those areas. And I am proud that he beat cancer and all that stuff. But that was definitely a troll. That was an excessive celebration with the offensive line. And I loved it, by the way. His haircut, terrible. Nick Maraldo has to cut his hair like that because on Twitter, put his tweet up. If you put something out into the internet, they're going to say, prove it, bitch. And here we are. Nick now has to wear that hair for a week. And I like James Conner a lot, but I will say this. The reason why Lev Bell is going to get paid like Lev Bell, because at the end of that game there, when you're icing it away against the Cleveland Browns, a team that went 0-16 last year, Lev Bell probably squirts through for a first down, gets down, clock continue to run. I don't know if Lev Bell fumbles there, and I don't think the world will. But James Conner had an incredible debut as a starting running back for the Steelers.
He did have an incredible debut. He definitely, I mean, that fumble cost the game. If we're being honest,
the
fumble cost the game. Ben had 5 turnovers, cost the game. I don't know if Le'Veon has 25 yards yesterday, to be honest.
I
just don't think he's good at all. And Todd Haley, I ever see him in a dark alley. I know, no threats on this show. We don't want to get taken down from YouTube. But Todd Haley.
Are we still down from YouTube, by the way?
No, we're good.
We are. No, Fox is.
Just that one episode. Todd Haley comes at a corner who he would clearly get his ass beaten by because he got his ass beaten by some random yinzer who he was trying to have sex with his wife outside of Tequila Cowboy in Pittsburgh, and he broke his hip.
Okay, after the play, things are getting a little ugly in Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, the ref puts his teabag Jarvis Landry to break him up. Todd Haley ready to fight. I ain't never seen a coach ready to fight like Todd Haley.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I didn't like that Boz missed that kick. I thought that was a lock. He pulled it a little bit. Then a Watt brother sending a game into a tie. Such a beautiful ending. I love that game. I absolutely love that game. That over, though. All the weathermen and women. By the way, the word weatherman, very sexist. I will not stand for it in 2018. Not on this show.
Not on this show.
Not on this show. Weather woman, weather men in Cleveland can all fornicate themselves because I was being told worst weather in the history of Cleveland.
16 years of doing forecasts for games. This is the worst forecast I've ever seen.
In the history of Cleveland, they said. I hammer the under. What, rain? It rains every day in Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
It's a sprinkle.
Anyways, I liked it. The game ending in a tie, a lot of people hated it, said it was like soccer. I liked it a lot.
Still undefeated. Not worried about it.
Same with the Browns. Undefeated.
The Bud Light fridge is still locked, by the way. That does not count as a win.
Oh, that makes sense, though. I guess.
Colts, Bengals, Andrew Luck makes his return. Looks good at the beginning. Not so much at the end.
Sucks for Jack Doyle, such a good guy for it to end that way. Adam Vinatieri, still Adam Vinatieri. Hit a 55-yarder, a little bit fat.
Tyreek Hill, Chargers, Chiefs. You called it.
I said it last week. Anytime Tyreek Hill is on the field, they are going to win.
That dude is the fastest man alive.
Chiefs. Tyreek Hill. Anytime Tyreek Hill is on the field, you go ahead and shit your pants if you're on the other team. That's exactly what you do. You just stop everything you're doing. You look at him. Then you think of everything he could possibly do to you, and then you just shit your pants. Explosive. West Coast shit. He is unbelievable. Don't punt it to him. Do not punt it to him. Kick it straight out of bounds if you have to. Everybody's saying, why don't they just kick it out of bounds? That's a lot harder than it sounds, just to kick the ball out of bounds. It's a lot harder. It's not easy. But when Tyreek Hill is standing back there, you're going to shit your pants just like this pipe is about to shit on us here in the middle of this office.
Big shout out to the LA Chargers fans. They're supposed to be good this year. They filled half the seats.
It's 50-50, I think, for the rest of the year for them. It's a nice vacation trip for the away team. Patrick Mahomes has a hose, by the way.
Cannon,
people. We're talking real strong arm. He was good. I like the Kansas City Chiefs a lot. They're going to be so good in the regular season.
You know who else had a cannon yesterday?
Who dat?
The man from Harvard, the man with a great beard.
Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic throws for 400 yards against the Saints.
Sam bet the under. It was awesome to watch that unfold. She was screaming at the TV. Screaming. You told me the Buccaneers were going to be terrible. Everybody thought that, Sam. Everybody thought that. They were unbelievable yesterday. And the Saints go from the Minneapolis Miracle last year to getting beat by the Buccaneers this year. This is a rough 2-game stretch for them down in the Bayou.
Tell you what, I don't know if J-Mo has a starting job when he comes back from suspension.
Shannon Sharp, Deion Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson last night, Game Day Prime, said that if Fitz wins 2 out of these 3 games, Fitz is the guy. Got to be the guy. Fitz is great beard. Best beard.
Great beard. Harvard, he's a smart guy. Last thing of the day, last game that ended last night before Green Bay and Chicago. Titans and Dolphins.
Bro.
Took 8 hours.
That was an 8-hour game.
Did you see the film, the broadcast at the end of the game? They had 2 cameras.
No.
Oh, it was perfect. So they only had the 150-yard camera, so they could only do
yeah,
this.
it looked like a high school basketball.
And then they had one on the behind the field goal post. So it was one camera. It was hysterical. The game was shit.
Mariota got hurt 6 hours before the game ended. It was unbelievable. I thought he was potentially going to get healthy, cured, and come back by the way the game ended. Vrabel's first time head coaching is in a marathon situation. Yep. That was a nightmare for all parties. Tennessee Titans not off to a good start, though, no matter how long it took.
They're in a bad spot. They lost Mariota, Taylor Lewan.
Everybody.
Delaney Walker, everyone. Mm-hmm. They're in a bad spot. There were some good spots. There were some bad spots for the brand yesterday. Would you like to highlight some?
There was some great, bad, and ugly for the brand yesterday. The Bills' new punter, whenever they promoted Peterman to quarterback and cut both punters they had on the roster, everybody made the joke that Peterman was going to throw a bunch of picks, so they wouldn't need a punter. A lot of people were saying, no, Peterman's going to be good. I don't know.
He had a 0 rating.
I don't think so.
He had a 0 rating yesterday.
He's not good at football. He might be good in practice squad. To get into the NFL, God bless you, Foxy. To get into the NFL, you got to be good, but it seems like we've gone down the Peterman road before.
Yep.
Same thing happened. Mm-hmm. With that being said, the punter drops a snap late in the game, down 40-0, to add insult to injury. He had a good day. He had a good day. Can't drop a snap, though. Number 1 rule is don't drop the snap. Have I dropped a snap before? Yes, we all have.
Did you?
Yeah, this is mine. Roll the clip.
One of their losses this year to San Diego, and it's dropped by McAfee. McAfee looking for some room to punt. He's able to get it away and does get the kick away. And he turns what would have been a little bit of a disaster.
Yeah, that's how some people handle it. I mean, but it is number 1 rule. You can't drop it. The hands are the most important part. So I had to showcase that. I can't just show the good of the brand and not the bad of the brand because then nobody takes me serious.
Correct.
Speaking of good, Michael Dixon from Seattle is the absolute truth. The kid's got a hammer of a leg. Hammer of a leg. It was like a video game yesterday. He was punting.
And correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like he could place it, too.
Yeah, he was picking a spot and hitting it. He might be a complete game changer for the brand and for everybody. He might change a lot of people's offseason just to watch his film and go, well, how the hell did he do that? Marquette King also had a good game, pinned him a couple times. That was a good field position battle, although Michael Dixon's numbers were a lot larger. Dustin Colquitt hit some bombs. Vinatieri hit some long balls. Tucker and Sam Cook did well. The brand came out and did some magical things yesterday, but also some embarrassing things like Tyreek Hill returning a touchdown, dropping a snap.
All right, before we head out today,
That's all I got.
Tonight's games.
Absolutely. Who's playing?
First, we have the Jets at Detroit Lions. Detroit is -7.
If that moves to 6.5, I'm taking the Lions. I had a rough gambling weekend, by the way. Rough one. Rough. That overhitting for the Steelers-Browns was a nightmare. Packers not reaching 28 points. They had 24 in 1/2.
Titans.
1/2.
Titans not beating the Dolphins is just absurd to me.
How about the Falcons? Just setting it all off bad for us.
I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I like the Jets. I like Sam Darnold. Give me the Jets and the points in Detroit. Not great water.
That makes me you're talking about, yeah. Michigan doesn't have a lot of good. They got doctors that do bad stuff at Michigan State. They got bad water. But tonight, they definitely cover by 6.5 at least.
Last game, second game of the night. It is the Rams at the Raiders. Rams are -5.
Hammer time!
Hammer. They may win by 30 to
That's
40.
the MC Hammer dance. You know where he has
Yeah,
those big pants?
Hammer time.
Hammer time, Rams. For sure, by the way. That's where we make back all the money.
Yeah. Are you gonna do? You were gonna
I was
hammer
about
right?
to do it right there. Let's. This show's over, I think, right?
All right, this is Quick Hits. We will be back tomorrow with recaps of tonight's Monday night games, more news. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to MyBookie, promo code PAT.
And the ticker, by the way.
And the ticker.
Still got it.
Good evening.